everybody, and welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric. Benromach Organic Speyside Single Malt Scotch on the bar for review today. As always, nose, taste, finish review of this whiskey coming up. I'll tell you a bit about the value, final thoughts, final score, leave you with the malt musing. But first, before we get into it, do take a moment and hit subscribe, and that will ensure that you don't miss any of my reviews, which come out every single Friday, as well as get notifications for my Tuesday happy hours, which are every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, Benromach, one of the few remaining independent distilleries in Scotland. They are located in the Speyside region. As far as this organic whiskey goes, tale of the tape is this is distilled in 2010, bottled in 2015, so this is a 5-year-old whiskey. It is 43% ABV, and while it does not mention on the box explicitly whether or not this is chill filtered or natural color, a little bit of internet research says that it is non-chill filtered and is aged in virgin American oak casks. So expecting bourbon notes on something like that. As for the packaging you're looking at here, this is actually their old packaging. They did go through a rebranding in 2020, so their stuff looks a lot different now. Last thing I'll mention real quick about the organic, this was the first ever Soil Association certified organic Scotch whiskey. It says so right here on the back that it was the UK Soil Association. It met all of their rigorous standards. So there you go. That is the story of the Benromach Organic. This is what the bottle looks like. Sort of kind of like almost like a wine presentation. Get this in the glass. All right. Here is the color we are looking at. It's nice. Okay. On the nose. Sweet, a bit herbaceous, fresh. It smells very fresh. The grainy kind of grain barley notes, like fresh cut barley, definitely coming through on the nose. Honey, apple, bit of chocolate in the background. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a taste. Sláinte. Arrives really creamy. Honey notes are strong. There's some dark chocolate, a little bit of a citrus bite, cocoa milk chocolate maybe even. Goes into what's about a medium finish. There's a little bit of a pepper bite, a little bit drying, and you're left with a nice kind of sweetness that carries it on until the end of the finish. Maybe even a little bit of coffee. Quite delicious. We'll put a bit of water on this, 43% ABV. We don't want to put too much, drown it. Let's see what else we get on the nose here. Getting a nice kind of barrel char smell. So the Benromach distillery actually is one of the few that still uses dunnage warehouses. So there's a little bit of that kind of earthy mustiness in this, which I like funk too, which I quite like on things like Springbank, who also use dunnage warehouses. A little bit of that in here. Citrus, salty, vanilla, apple, toffee. That's what you're getting on the nose with water. It seems like it's opened up a little bit. Second taste. The water actually tones down a bit of that honey note in the beginning. You're getting a little bit more of the oak char and the spice now. As it develops, still very creamy, honey, apple, light caramel, the cocoa note's still there. Finish is actually extending a little bit with water here. It's medium, but maybe just like maybe getting closer to medium long, getting a nice almost malted milk ball note. Really delicious. Okay. Benromach Organic, not a exclusive whiskey by any sense, but also not always the easiest thing to find. But if you do in the United States, you're going to find this anywhere from around $50 to $60. Value-wise, I think that this is a solid value. And then we will get here some final thoughts on the Benromach Organic. So this is a whiskey that I think really punches above its weight. At only 43% ABV and only 5 years, while you can detect some of the youth, this is a testament to the craftsmanship. They must be using really, really great barrels for this, because there is a ton of flavor in here. If you were to drink this without knowing what it was, you'd probably think it was an older whiskey. As for the organic part itself, is it influencing the flavor? Hard to say. So it could just be a little bit of a marketing thing, but regardless, this Benromach organic whiskey itself is quite delicious. It's got a lot of that honey sweetness. It's got a decent amount of complexity, which you don't quite expect from a young whiskey of only 5 years old. So high praise for the Benromach Organic. My final score on this is going to be a 3.75 out of 5, which means that I recommend you try this for sure, or pick up a bottle if you find it at a good price. Okay, so with that, I will kick you over to your malt musing, and I will see you next week here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Take care.